Open your mind.
Hey out there, this is Buzz with TheSurvivalBuzz. So it seems the American dream, as far as I've ever known it growing up, was you go to school, stay out of trouble, you get good grades, and if all goes well, you go to college, get a good job, have a good career, and everything's great. I moved out when I was 17 years old, lived on my own, graduated early, took summer school so I could graduate early and focus more on work and going to school. So at 18, I was already off, went to get an associate's degree in art in video production. Believe it or not, as low as production value of these videos are, I went for video production. That was back in 2000. And I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. I didn't make good enough grades to get a full scholarship or anything like that. I had to work hard for it. And when I went off to college, I had to work 40 plus hours a week just to make it, have a place to live and go to college. And needless to say, after about a year, I couldn't do it anymore and I dropped out. So apparently I wasn't headstrong enough. I think going to college when I was 18 was probably the worst decision I ever made as far as education. But now you see, we keep pushing this agenda to our kids nowadays, and there are so many kids that go to college now, it's ridiculous. And I honestly feel like kids in a lot of situations would be better off not even going to college. If anything, go to a trade school, get a good career doing something like that. But this delusion that, you go to college and you have this super successful career and you live happily ever after is a fairy tale at this point. And so these kids nowadays are going to college for ridiculous amounts of money. They're taking on mountains of debt, equivalent to buying a house at a young age, and they're not able to make ends meet. They're not able to be very successful in life because of the financial situation we're in. And I actually read an article earlier and I couldn't believe it said 45% of young adults, I think 18 to 29, actually still live at home with their family because they can't afford a place. And then you pile on, like I said, that mountain of debt, the equivalent of having a mortgage on them, and there's no way, and it's only going to get harder as far as that goes. We're not getting paid more, but the cost of everything with inflation and just the way the economy is running, everything's getting more expensive. And so the reality of having actual 15-minute cities kind of sets in, because a lot of these younger kids, it would probably be a great thing, they would think, to live in a 15-minute city and have the government help them with everything. But you and I both know that, the financial system is just collapsing at this point. So that's the sad reality of it, but it is. So, we've kicked the can down the road so long now, and I've always heard people say, we're just kicking it down the road for our kids and our grandkids. Well, we've kicked it down the road and it's here, and they're already suffering the consequences of that. So that being said, we have to be tough with our kids. We have to be able to teach them that, an education is a great thing to have, but hard work and work ethic are just as important to make it in this crazy world we're in now. And, I worked 70 hours last week. I'm working another 65 this week. And I don't say that to brag or look how hard I'm working. That's the mentality that everybody needs to have, even the youth. In the coming age, because that's the way we're going to have to be to survive, honestly. So I figured, why not jump the gun on it and get ahead as far as that goes, while everything's not quite as expensive. Even as expensive as food and everything is now, it's only going to get worse. So we need to be being tough. We need to be working hard, because this economy is just going to get worse and worse. So you need to better your situation as much as you possibly can right now, while you somewhat can afford to, because pretty soon the whole idea of prepping and putting things back for a rainy day is going to become near impossible with the way the prices are going up so quick. And it's really saved me, and for you guys out there that aren't prepping back, or your preps aren't what you would like them to be, it has saved me on multiple occasions having a food pantry. And I always replace it and then some, but there have been times to get through that we couldn't necessarily run to the grocery store for things. We've had things here, and it's been a true blessing. So I'm just trying to encourage everybody out there to work hard and put back now while you can, because pretty soon you're not going to be able to put back. So God bless y'all, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side later.